Today, we're diving into the Minnesota Timberwolves' latest roller coaster of a game against the Detroit Pistons on March 30th, 2025. It's a tale of fists, fouls, and a ferocious comeback, basically the National Basketball Association version of an action movie. So grab your popcorn and let's get into it. The Timberwolves and Pistons were duking it out at Target Center in Minneapolis. The scoreboard ends at 123-104 in favor of the Wolves, but the real story is second quarter brawl that had more ejections than a bouncer at a rowdy bar. Let's set the scene. With 8:36 left in the half, Detroit's Ron Holland fouls Minnesota's Naz Reid on a layup attempt. Words are exchanged, probably not about the weather, and then Timberwolves guard Dante DiVincenzo steps in like a superhero without a cape. Next thing you know, he's shoving Holland, they're wrestling into the stands, and it's chaos. 5 players and 2 coaches get the boot: Holland, Isaiah Stewart, and Marcus Sasser from the Pistons, plus Reid and DiVincenzo from the Wolves, along with Detroit head coach J.B. Bickerstaff and Minnesota assistant Pablo Prigioni. 7 ejections total, folks. That's a starting lineup plus some bench warmers. Now, if this sounds familiar, you might be thinking of the infamous Malice at the Palace back in 2004, also starring the Pistons, because apparently they love a good scrap. That one had Ron Artest charging into the stands after a fan threw a drink, turning the court into a WWE ring. Sunday's melee didn't quite reach that level of madness. No fans were swinging chairs this time, but it still spilled into the front row, giving new Timberwolves owner Alex Rodriguez a courtside view of the chaos. Maybe he thought he was at a baseball game and someone forgot the bat. But here's where the Timberwolves turned it around. Down 39-29 when the fists started flying, they channeled that energy into a beatdown of their own. On the scoreboard, that is. After the ejections, Minnesota outscored Detroit by 29 points the rest of the way. Julius Randle led the charge with 26 points and 8 rebounds. Dude was unstoppable. Anthony Edwards dropped 25 points, including 18 in a third-quarter explosion with 4 three-pointers, basically saying, "You want to fight? Watch this." And let's not forget Rudy Gobert, who was a rebounding machine with 19 points and a monstrous 25 boards. Detroit's Malik Beasley tried to keep them in it with 27 points, and Tim Hardaway Jr. chipped in 20, but losing 3 players to ejections was like trying to fight Thanos without half your Avengers. Spoiler, it didn't work. The Pistons were actually up 16 early on, flexing their physical game, but once the Wolves woke up, it was game over. Minnesota outscored Detroit 38-23 in the third, and Edwards' three-pointer gave them their first lead at 69-67. From there, it was all Wolves, all the way to that 123-104 final. Detroit's depth took a hit, and Minnesota's bench stepped up. Mike Conley even hit a technical free throw like it was no big deal. It's safe to say the Wolves bounced back from that brawl like Captain America after a punch from the Winter Soldier. So what's the takeaway, Avengers? The Timberwolves turned a potential meltdown into a masterpiece, proving they've got grit and game. As for the Pistons, well, they might need to update their playbook. Less Malice at the Palace, more peace in the paint. What do you think? Should the NBA bring back the boxing gloves or keep it strictly hoops? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Smash that like button if you enjoyed this wild ride, and subscribe to Athletic Avengers for more sports chaos. Until next time, stay mighty, stay sporty, and we'll catch you on the rebound.